Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all well. I hope you are all staying safe. Please, if you're new, subscribe and hit the thumbs up. Now, in this video, I want to talk about Newcastle United, Mike Ashley, and the club's social media and what the plans are for the fans for the next couple of weeks, because this week on Newcastle United's Twitter account especially, it's been very, very quiet. Now, I know and understand that we're going through a pandemic. At the minute, the coronavirus is affecting a lot of people, around the world, especially in the UK, Europe, Spain, France, and Italy. And there's not really been too much communication from Newcastle United's Twitter feed this week. And obviously that would be due to Newcastle United's non-playing staff being told that they're on a furlough leave for the next few weeks until further notice. Now, that may be the reason behind it. But what I don't understand is today, if you're watching, normally there should be at least a premiered Newcastle United match from the past played on YouTube, normally scheduled for around 3 o'clock, but unfortunately it's just after 3 o'clock and I'm recording this. Very disappointed because football fans like myself who love football, if you're a Newcastle fan, of course, we live and breathe football every single day and we live for the weekend, but unfortunately today there hasn't been any premiered Newcastle United match. Last week they showed Newcastle United 5, Manchester United 0 from 1996, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. It was a great touch by the football club, a very memorable match, and some great goals scored. The previous week to that, they showed Newcastle United 4, Arsenal 4. Arsenal took, a 4-0 lead, and then we managed to pull the game level in the second half, and Toyota got the equaliser. Rest in peace. Fantastic goal, by the way. A match I'll never ever forget. A match I was actually at, and we could have actually won the game 5-4. But nevertheless, in a pandemic, you'd love to look back in time. But right now, we're not seeing anything, from the Newcastle United, social media side of things. We're not seeing anything much on Twitter. Maybe 1 or 2 posts in the week, but we've not seen anything on the YouTube channel now. My point to the Newcastle United board is, why was a selection of games not premiered for each Saturday for the next maybe month to try and keep fans entertained while we're sitting indoors? This is a great time now for the club to bring the fans closer more than ever. And we know that we don't like Mike Ashley. I absolutely despise the man. But it's not about Mike Ashley. It's about supporting the club and trying to bring fans back together. And the only way that the club will be able to do that is by, showing matches and maybe getting, a couple of fans like yourself to maybe talk about it and get our opinions on it and get your opinions on it in the comments. But we can't, because there's been no game today. And is that going to be for the next few Saturdays now? Is there going to be anything on the Newcastle United YouTube channel? Because for me, I find it quite sad, really, because what have fans got to look forward to? We don't want to be watching things off other clubs in the AFL, etc. We want to be watching, some old Newcastle United videos. Maybe, for example, Newcastle United 8, Sheffield Wednesday 0. We could watch the Chelsea game back when we scored that late winner with Hayden, for example. The 1-0 win at Old Trafford when Johan Cabaye scored. We could watch a few games from the Championship days under Rafa Benitez and maybe under Chris Hughton. We could also maybe watch a game against Sunderland, maybe Newcastle United 5, Sunderland 1, or a game down at the Stadium of Shite. Do you know what I mean? Like, they should be bringing out these games for fans to look back on. There's even youngsters right now who have never seen these games before. They might have seen highlights, but now was a great time, like myself, to watch these games back in full. The game against Manchester United when we beat them 5-0, yes, I've seen the goals in terms of highlights, but to see the full match when I was only, 3 or 4 year old, it was great just to see what it was like back then. And you've got fans now who are younger than me who have probably never seen us play in Europe before. Maybe show some of the Champions League, UEFA Cup, Europa League games. Show the game against maybe Anthony McCatchlacker when we got that late goal with Cisse. Play the game against Benfica, albeit we didn't get through. But show that, for example. The club need to try and engage more with the fans. And it's not just been through this pandemic where the Newcastle United social media has been criticised. It's been criticised in the past. They don't do a lot on YouTube. Yes, they have, and I'll give them the credit where it's due. They have done a lot more this year. but previous, they haven't done a great deal. I mean, you would be very, very lucky if we're seeing an interview from the manager, which lasted about 30 seconds maximum. That's all we've seen on the social media. Yes, they're very active on Twitter, but they could do a lot more. I would say the football club. And yes, like I say, it's easier for me to say that because, I don't run the accounts. But I'm sorry, when we're in a pandemic and we've been asked to stay indoors, the best way to keep people indoors, especially if they're a football fan, whether you support Newcastle or not, is by premiering games each weekend, 3 o'clock, and then maybe, sit down with your family, your friends, as long as you're maybe in a 2 or a 3, talk about it as you're watching it. Give the fans something to be entertained with. Yes, not every older fan will want to see these games back because they've already seen them before, but maybe it's opportunities like for myself, who are younger, to see these games, even just to see them back one more time. These are good memories, and I'm just disappointed that I haven't seen anything this afternoon from the Newcastle United social media page. I believe they should be doing this, each weekend, premiering a game each week for the next month if they have to, because like I say, we're not going to get back to normality anytime soon. There's no prediction when we're going to get back to normal. And what do you expect us Newcastle fans to do? Like, just, twiddle our thumbs. I mean, there's nothing else we can do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind, in a sense, that there's no videos in terms from the club, because I will find things to do. But there's die-hard Newcastle fans like myself, but there's die-hard Newcastle fans who, would love to see some old videos. And you see other clubs do it each weekend. Why have we stopped? Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's just this weekend. Maybe I'm going a bit over the top, but I don't think I am. It's the Newcastle United social media. And with non-playing staff, not getting paid, and they're getting paid by the government, maybe that stopped them from, going on the social media, which means that the club don't have to pay them. But for me, this should have been thought through before this then. If Mike Ashley was going to put them on leave, then he should have said to the social media team, right, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to get you guys to select some matches, or maybe do a vote on Twitter. Let the fans vote what matches they want to see, over the next maybe few weeks to a month, and then put them on each Saturday or each Sunday, depending on what time the kickoff was. And it allows fans to be engaged. You know what I mean? It even if you're watching it at home, one of your mates might pop up on social media and say, "Did you watch that game back? How good was that game?" Or do you remember being at that match? Do you remember that goal that was scored, for example, by Alan Shearer, for example? But this weekend, there's nothing for the fans to look forward to apart from, all the negativity which is surrounding Newcastle over the course of the last, week to 2 weeks, with, players getting put on leave, Mike Ashley wanting to open up his Sports Direct shops. Do you know what I mean? And obviously taking money from the fans, which again I think is wrong. You should never ever take next season's money for season tickets if we haven't got through this season. Do you know what I mean? And at least what Newcastle United could do in return is by maybe, refunding those fans back. But also, those fans who've paid for season tickets this season have paid for tickets who can't go to games this month and the next few months because of what's gone on. Even the few weeks ago when this all started, at least put a game on each weekend for fans to look forward to. Do you know what I mean? And let fans get involved by, having their say on the social media for Twitter, and get a poll going for what games want to be played. Do you know what I mean? Like, I thought Newcastle were actually really getting somewhere when I seen these two games played. You seen the Arsenal game 4-4, and then the Manchester United game where we won 5-0. I was expecting something this week, but unfortunately today there's been nothing. So here's me watching Blackburn versus Burnley on the Burnley YouTube channel, because I somehow subscribed to them a while back, and that's what I'm watching. I'm watching a derby from 7-8 years ago. Might even be less, because there's nothing for us to watch in terms of Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? And it's a real shame that it's come down to this. But for me, Newcastle United, if any of the social media teams watching this, which I highly doubt they're not, they really need to get their act together and give something back to us, the fans who've paid money, to go to games, for the last few years, and give something back to those who paid for season tickets and just general sale tickets, because the last thing you want to be doing is not doing any sort of videos to keep the fans engaged. If not, try and do something on the YouTube channel, maybe from home, get the players involved with like a Q&A, for example, and it brings everybody together. Do you know what I mean? We're not asking for much, but I feel really disappointed because, like I say, the general all-round fan would love to see you know, some back in the day videos. And like I say, we've got a few. Yes, we've had some failures under Mike Ashley, but we've had some good times as well, despite not winning anything. You know, it's yes, right now it is difficult, and I get that for, you know, the team not to be, you know, in the place where they put all the content together. But surely there's got to have been something drawn up from the club to say, right, okay, we'll schedule some matches for each day on each weekend. And unfortunately, we haven't seen that. And like I say, I was looking forward to seeing another classic match because I really got into it last week. But unfortunately, that's now been cut short for the foreseeable future. What I want to know from the club is what's next. Do you know what I mean? Like, what do we expect to do? Just like do things in the house and just watch other YouTube videos, because I thought the club might have, you know, had some, you know, scheduled each weekend. But there we go. I don't run the social media, but do you guys agree or do you disagree on what I have to say? Do you think the club should have done more, and do you think something should have been played this afternoon, or do you think I'm going a bit over the top? So let me know down below in the comments. Let me know how you are coping as well during this horrible time. I hope you are all staying safe as well. I hope you are all keeping well and looking after yourselves. And like I say, if you've never heard of me before, I'm Sharky. I'm a Newcastle United fan. Hopefully looking to try and grow the channel. I'm trying to get to 2,600 subs. So if you can go along and subscribe, help us to grow. I'm only less than 40 away. So if you can go along, press the sub button. It's absolutely free of charge to watch my content. You can also hit the thumbs up as well, just to let us know you're watching and you're enjoying it. And like I say, interact with me down below in the comments. I will get in touch with you after this video. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget to follow me on social media, 100% NUFC, on Twitter and Instagram. All links will be down below in the description. Or if not, just check out Twitter and Instagram, 100% NUFC. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.